The whole truth about wealth that no one told you about. Hello everyone, welcome to the Financial Growth Academy, the Academy of Financial Wisdom. Before we start, I have a question for you. Will you consider working extra hard to provide tools and services that empowers other people in order to deploy their creativity? Let me know your answers in the comment section below. Well, our top priority in Financial Growth Academy is to prepare you for a better financial life. I am Peter and I will be your advisor today, so stay tuned and pay a very good attention to these priceless life skills that will benefit you throughout, and don't forget to subscribe, like and hit the bell so that you will be notified whenever we release a new video. Our topic today is titled The Whole Truth About Wealth That No One Told You About. You can fast forward to the chapter that you will want to listen to first. So now let's start. Part 1. Finding and following the path to financial freedom. We all have two choices: we can make a living, or we can design a life. The first and most important thing to know is that life is never a balanced scale and can never be. Let me explain what I mean by this. So in reality some are fortunate and some are not, but we all got the same 24 hours clock, which is life, therefore the clock represents life itself and we all have it, if not we would not have been here. So we are all blessed with the gift of life, but not in the same scale. Same as everyone has their particular time of living in this world, some have plenty and some have few. So just compare these life experiences to money in general. Some have a lot of it or are extremely wealthy and others have just quite a little or nothing at all. Others struggled for something, and others don't. Others walk through the hard way to success, but others walk through the easy way. Some work for their success and be successful, but others did not work for their own but become successful. Some it took them decades to be successful, but others it took them just a little while to be successful. The main lesson here is everyone was born different, but everyone can be innovative in order to build their life the way they want it, and there are always opportunities to take advantage of in order to reach your goal, no matter how long it might be. Everyone is different. The way it worked for the other man, it might not be the same it will work for you. Every day is a new day in life, new chapter, and a new sunrise. So always try to be innovative in life, as nature is innovative. Nature creates new chapter, new day, and new opportunities for everyone. But you need to be smart to catch these opportunities, and always look for it if you can't see it clearly. Some it is truly clear for them, but others, they will have to search for it like a hide-and-seek game. But no matter how it is, there is always an opportunity for everyone to become whatever they wanted to become. It might not be the way you want it or plan it, but you can always use whatever way opportunity presents itself to you to make it the way you want it to be. It's like you having a $5 in the bank. You can either leave it in the bank, withdraw it, and spend all or half of it, withdraw it and invest all or half of it, or withdraw it and buy liabilities or asset. So there is always a fixed conditions for that $5 to be attached to you, no matter in which way. So that's the same about opportunity and 24-hour clock time. They are always there, they never change, they are for everyone, and everyone has access to them. So, it depends to how you use it to change your life. The rich and super rich used the same opportunity and 24-hour clock to make them rich and have financial freedom. But many people are wasting their own opportunity and 24-hour clock, while the rich are finding ways to make use of these two in order to make them more rich and have a financial stability. But that's why you are here at the Financial Growth Academy, to learn the secret of wealth and financial stability. Part 2. The 7 Levels of Investor. I was working at a financial firm in New York City, with a bunch of very smart people, and I had a brilliant boss I admired much. I went to my boss and told him I was going to start a company selling electronics on the internet, and he took me on a long walk in Central Park. He said to me, that sounds like a really good idea, but it would be even better idea for someone who didn't already have a good job. You can have a job, or you can have a career, or you can have a calling, and if you can somehow figure out how to have a calling, you have hit the jackpot. You will understand his meaning later on in the lessons. Do something you're very passionate about and don't try to chase what is kind of the hot passion of the day. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Be proud not of your gifts but of your hard work and your choices, so you know you may be the kinds of gifts you get. You know you might be really good at math, it might be really easy for you, that's a kind of gift. But practicing that math and taking it to the next step, that could be very challenging and hard, and take a lot of sweat, that's a choice. You can't really be proud of your gifts. Level 1. The non-existent. I consider this first level of investor as not an investor at all. Because there are financially non-existent people. They are living their financial lives with their heads in the sand. Let me explain this. They are people who actually have no investments or savings and are completely unconscious or playing ignorance to money matters in general, and their own spending habits in particular. Their financial lives are completely mismanaged that they do not even qualify for the least credit products, and so, ironically, although their financial outlook is bleak, they are often in a better financial position than the person who can acquire any financial credit products. Why? Because more financial credit products like credit cards, bank loans, peer-to-peer lendings, overdraft, purchase loans and others will eventually keep you poor and keeps preventing you from saving aside for your goals. Majority of the general public has been tied to these financial traps set out by these different financial institutions. Level 2. The borrowers. People at this level are also not an investor. The borrower's financial position are often quite worse than the non-existent, although their clear potential for change might be greater. The borrowers often has a very high levels of debts, and they often spend all that they borrowed. They are more likely to lose more of their borrow amounts than to settle the whole sum for an investment. Mostly when they have money it gets spent, and at best, they survive on a month-to-month basis. Their solution to a money crisis is to either attempt to spend their way out of it or to take on more debt, the fact that they are very ignorant of the long-term consequences of their actions. Their idea of financial planning is to get a new credit card, or to refinance their home to buy more things on credit. Thinking that by doing this saves them more money than to purchase the thing they want wholly with the full amount. The borrowers love mostly installments plan payment scheme with the fact that they knew nothing about it being a trap set by these financial institutions. Level 3. The saver. The savers are few amongst the general public and they usually put aside a small amount of money on a regular basis, for a particular goal. The money is generally deposited into a very low risk, or low return vault such as a checking account, savings account, money market account or certificate of deposit, CD. Savers usually save to consume rather than to invest, that is, for example they save for a new TV, phone, laptops, stereo, or something else to buy, but not all savers are the same. Some save for investment purposes, and that makes them outstand from other savers. Savers are often afraid of financial matters and unwilling to take financial risks. And even when they are shown some possible outcome about economic environment cash investments, usually they often give a negative return about it. Savers are kind of conservative in anything that has to do with investments. They are still unwilling to alter their investment habits. Level 4. The passive investor. Passive investors are aware of the need to invest and usually they max out their retirement-type plans by making the maximum contributions. Sometimes they even have outside investments in mutual funds, stocks, and bonds. Generally speaking, they are intelligent people. They are part of the 2/3 of the population that we call the middle class. However, when it comes to investing, they are financially illiterate. Level 5. The automatic investor. When you reach the level of automatic investor, your investment success is assured. You are truly on the path to financial freedom. Automatic investors are clearly aware of the need to invest. However, they are actively involved in their investment decisions. They have a clearly laid out, written, long-term plan that will enable them to achieve their financial goals. And they follow the 7 money secrets of the rich. If anyone followed persistently these 7 simple actions, they will achieve automatic financial freedom. Level 6. The active investor. The top 2 levels of investor are reached by only an exceedingly small percentage of people. Contrary to what most people believe, you do not have to be a level 5 or level 6 investor to become wealthy. But you do have to master the habits of the level 5, which is the automatic investor. You must not skip this stage. Remember the golden rule of level 5, if you skip it you will trip. Active investors understand that to move to this level they must become truly clear on their principles and rules for investing. Their investment vehicle of choice might be real estate, businesses, or stocks, and others. Their investments may vary but their principles and rules are fixed. These investors actively participate in the management of their investments. Their main focus is on increasing their assets, more cash flows, and creates more portfolio. And they consistently strive to optimize performance while minimizing risk. It is common for active investors to have long-term annual rates of return of between 20 and 100%, and even more. They intimately understand money and how it works. Their money philosophies are highly dramatically from those of the poor and middle class. Level 7. The capitalist. The final type of investor is the capitalist. Few people in the world ever reach this level of investment excellence, and fewer still manage to remain there. Capitalists have two principal motivations. 1. To be a good steward of their money while they are living, and 2. To create a legacy to continue after they are gone. To fulfill these two motivations, they apply the bulk of their money to the task of making more money. These people are the movers and shakers who have propelled many Western nations forward to become economic and industrial powerhouses. They are the Rockefellers, the Kennedys, the Fords, the Carnegies, the J. Paul Gettys, the DuPonts, the Bill Gates, the Warren Buffett, and the Rupert Murdochs. These great capitalists have provided more jobs, more homes, and more financial benefit to the world than all the poor people who ever lived combined. You can choose to work hard, you can also choose to do hard things, and those are choices that you can be proud of. We all have the opportunity to choose our life stories, and it's the choices that define us, not our gifts. Everybody in this world has many gifts, but you can never be proud of your gifts because they're gifts. They were given to you, they could generate income for you, but it all depends on how you use it. You might be really good at math, or you might be extremely beautiful or handsome, or there are many gifts. And you can only be proud really of your choices because those are the things that you are acting on, and one of the most important choices that each of us has, and you know this just as well as I do, is you can choose a life of ease and comfort, or you can choose a life of service and adventure. And when you're 80, which one of those things you think you're going to be more proud of? You're going to be more proud of having chosen a life of service, an adventure, or a life of ease and comfort. What choices will you make? Will inertia be your guide, or will you follow your passions? Will you follow dogma, or will you be original? Will you choose a life of ease, or a life of service and adventure? Will you wilt under criticism, or will you follow your convictions? Will you bluff it out when you're wrong, or will you apologize? Will you guard your heart against rejection, or will you act when you fall in love? Will you play it safe, or will you be a little bit swashbuckling when it's tough? Will you give up, or will you be relentless? Will you be a cynic, or will you be a builder? Part 3. Money secrets of the rich. So, this is where you want to create a financial system and start investing your money, because your savings will never make you well, or save your way to wealth. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say saving isn't a good thing, but what I'm trying to say here is that the money you are saving must be multiplying, because if it is not multiplying, it will either stays the same or be affected by inflations or a little bit interest being added to it, but investment multiply the current amounts. So, if you want to become wealthy, you must have more investments. Your savings are not there to make you wealthy, they're there to protect you against an emergency and to start up your investment. For you to have an investment, you must have some savings already being kept safe, or you could lucky to have a loan in the bank, which you will have to pay interest for it. But savings allows you to use your own money to start up your investment journey to wealth, and not to consider taking interest loan from any provider. Okay, now let me give you the 7 money secrets of the rich. 1. Paying yourself first. 2. Reinvesting your investment returns. 3. Receiving automatic investor rates of return. 4. Knowing what your money is doing. 5. Adopting the automatic money system. 6. Financial competence. 7. Avoiding debt and living debt-free. What type of investor are you? Have your investment experiences been positive, negative, or mixed? Would you like to know why you get the results you do when you invest? Of course, you would. And the good news is that I am here to tell you. Knowing what type of investor you are will give you a clear understanding of what you already had or what you need. Your investments are going to make you wealthy, so if you want to become wealthy sooner, or if you want to become wealthier than majority of the public, you need more investments in your portfolio. You should always carry with you the 3 A's: awareness, attitude, and action. I have found out that, whenever people are off track, it is because one of the 3 A's has not been properly applied. Consider this simple mathematics. Your income minus your expenses, it's basic. Math: either increase your income, decrease your expenses, or do both right. So that's the ultimate formula will be 3:2, in which 3 is your income and 2 is your expenses. At least you have one left that you can be proud of putting it in the savings or investing it. But is the ratio is 3:4, in which 3 is your income and 4 is your expenses? There is a -1 difference, and you can never save money if you have more expenses than your earnings. Consider cutting on or reduces on your expenses in order to balance the ratio properly, for that one or multiple positive ratio balance that can be used for savings or investment immediately. Consider looking for different investment opportunities. It might not be big in the start, but as time goes it could be a great investment. None investment is ever too small. Even if you made a penny profit from it, it is better to gain a penny than to lose a penny. Consider losing a penny for 100,000 times that is equivalent to £1,000. So, every profitable investment count. Part 4. The mindset. There are steps you need to follow now, no matter what age you are. The first step is the right mindset. It's all about thinking differently than most people, because if you follow what most people do, you probably could be doing something wrong. Some of it are debts, loans, lack of financial strategies, lack of money management, lack of savings, lack of investment, miscellaneous, living above your means, purchasing more liabilities than assets, and more. Majority of people are poor because of these reasons. That is why the only way they think they can get out of these financial trap is by living on paycheck to paycheck, or work more harder to make more money. Don't get me wrong, I am not criticizing work. Work is good because that is the starting point of getting rich and financial freedom, but think about this: as soon as you get paid, you have bills to cover and life expenses, and you have to use your paycheck to cover all these. And almost everything you have been working for that month or week has to go on these bills and life expenses, and it might be finished before the other paycheck comes back and you have to keep working for another paycheck to arrive again. So this is the trap of employment. Your employer knows that they are going to pay you for your hard work or services rendered to them, and they also know that you are going to use these paycheck and come back to work for it again. So, it is like a trap where you are finding it hard to come out of. If you decide to stop working, the bills will start stacking up and life expenses will be very difficult for you. So the only solution is for you to be at work and get another paycheck. So don't get hung up on your paycheck income. Instead, concentrate on understanding that it is what you do with your today's income that will make all the differences. If you're sitting there saying it's not possible for someone like me, someone with a very poor or low background, my parents, or my whatever is not of that high standard and I can't become successful, that is all negativities, and the mindset of people is filled with the negativities circulating in the world, and some stereotyping about the fact that it is very hard to become rich and successful when you don't have a solid foundations. I 100% guarantee you that you can become anything you wanted to become, and that you will not be able to become successful if you did not believe in yourself first. When you have the right mindset, you'll discover that these rules set are right around you, so first believing that you can do it, because once you know and believe that you can do it, that belief is going to then impact your decisions and actions. Start finding resources from every required platform that can teach and guide you about your goals. You can go on the internet, start doing research about your goals, reading books, consider watching videos, attending seminars, boot camps, trainings, and any known ways you think will teach and develop your ideas about your goals. Starting to do these things will make you realize that you can do it and can structure your life the way you want it to be. Also, you will learn and develop skills on how to develop your self-esteem. But there is a way of getting out of this financial trap, and I can tell you now, through these 3 steps, so please pay a very good attention. First, you need to find a source of income. It could be employment, benefits, business, pension, inheritance, and other. Some are fortunate in life in which the foundations have been laid for them either by their parents or someone else cares about them, but others are not fortunate, and they will have to work very hard to get the starting income. Second, you will need to save that money getting from the source of income for an investment. Consider having a goal, stick to it, and always try to find a way to add to that goal. Remember, the right investment can multiply your income and gives you a financial stability. Third, you will need to expand your investment from the profits gaining from the investment. Expanding your investments generate more money and more investment portfolios. How wealthy you are is not calculated by how many fancy cars you have, or how many jewelries and designer clothes, shoes you have, but is all about how many investments you have and their worth. Fancy cars can crash and be damaged, or being stolen, same as designer clothes, shoes. Watches, jewelries can be damaged or be stolen, so they are never been classed as an assets amongst the wealthy. They make you look good and be of high standard than the regular person, but they doesn't makes you rich. Your investment or your source of investments makes you rich and also makes it possible for you to be wearing all those expensive things. Majority of people have zero investments in their portfolio. But they want to be rich through paycheck or through the lottery, or gambling, or either through the illegal way. Apart from paycheck, which is the recommended starting point of getting rich, but any of the other means including illegal ways will seriously harm your life in different ways and lead to anxiety and depressions. Part 5. The foundations. You will need to have a financial foundation. Some are fortunate they will not have to build it for themselves, because it has already been built either by their parents or loved ones, but for others they will have to plan and build it for themselves, and consider building a structure on the foundation, which is an investment. Some people's structures are very wide while others are small, but it all depends on which investments you will choose from your foundations. So, you have to start by building your financial base, and what that means financially is, for example, you will want to save $2,000 at the very least, and you want to put aside some cash for savings as fast as possible. The act of putting aside whatever little is considered as the foundations being laying down. So, if you keep doing what everybody else does, you're going to end up like everybody else, and so this is where you will want to think a little bit different, and try to find what's right for you and start to educate yourself about it, and that is why it is never a mistake for you to be here at Financial Growth Academy. We are here to guide you in your financial goals, and to make sure you achieve your goals. Because when it comes to the mindset, the first thing you will have to understand is that it is possible to become whatever you wanted to become, including becoming rich and never to worry about financial issues, which is everyone's dream in life, but only few of the world populations are pursuing their dreams and never have the spirit of relentless in their financial freedom journey. And don't forget to subscribe, like and hit the bell so that you will be notified whenever we release a new video.